All right, guys, Home Builder Confidence Index came out up slightly. It was 44 the month before, came out at 45. Anything below 50 is considered contraction, but it's still a more positive. Now, this video is going to be a lot about the housing market in general and costs. We've had a lot of factors affecting us in the last year. Interest rates skyrocketed, as you know, but inflation's been high. Inflation is the friend of real estate, and I'll explain why shortly. But first off, our channel, if you're new to it, is all about looking at data and interpreting it. We will say when we think something is ridiculous or not, but we don't believe there's much good or bad in this world. It's more of like the whole entire look of it. Now, people in the media want to sit there and say, this is bad, this is great, this is... Well, we just look at it and say, okay, there's always a flip side to everything, right? The flip side to home builder not being confident is maybe better sales on existing homes or lower prices for homes, etc. We think that's a positive. So from here, where do we go? Well, Mo, you and I have renovated a few houses for ourselves in the last few years, and how much of cost, and by the way, cost for renovation is very much tied into home builder costs, right?
Yeah.
What have you seen?
So I renovated a home in 2019, and I look at what I put into it, and it's comical based on what it would come out to today. It would probably be double. Or close to double.
More than that.
More than that,
I think it'd be more than double.
Wow. You know what I should do? What? I should go to the store and go and look at that exact same floor.
But it's not about that. It's about the labor costs,
I know.
too.
Well, I'll just ask him, hey, what does it cost now for labor? Because I have a friend that works there who can tell me.
Oh, yeah, you should do that.
I should price it out again.
So I was on a walk this weekend with my fiance, and we were with two friends of ours. And it's funny because the one friend, the wife, she doesn't like the house they live in because it's older. It is a freaking beautiful home, but she doesn't want a 100-year-old home, etc. So she's always trying to convince her husband to build a new house. I remember saying to her, I'm like, build a new house. You know how much you're going to spend on that? She's like, Paul, do you know the maintenance we spend on this house? And he jokingly said, he's like, yeah, Paul. So her idea of a good deal is we build a brand new house for 3 times the cost, but at least we saved, 1/100th of the cost on maintenance every year. She's like, you're still saving money every year. But that's the thing. He realizes to replicate their home would easily be triple what he's into that house for. Yeah. Double at least.
I mean, you right now, you had the bones of the house there.
Yeah.
But you're doing everything from plumbing, then up to drywall and going through. So you're basically almost building a new home.
So what he's saying is, I bought a home with my fiance last year. It was completely gutted, but it was a house built in 1980, all brick, roof was on, everything, but inside was completely gutted.
So I think you have very realistic pricing right now of how much it would cost to build a home.
I was floored.
Yeah.
I thought I gave her a huge budget when she first asked for it. I'm like, oh, we're going to be well under that number. No, we've beaten that number by 30%.
Wow.
Just the numbers that are coming in are crazy. Yeah. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah. And a lot of it does go back to labor. I had a guy come over to look at doing a pool, and he was like, okay, well, costs are coming down of items. But he's like, labor's not. And it's still growing in many areas. I'm like, damn.
I know.
It's crazy.
So does that help? Well, the funny part is, though, you have to look at smaller markets and see inventory. Our area, Northeast Ohio, it's not a glamorous area. We're not growing 3% a year. Right. We have an inventory problem. Literally, houses go on the market and they are sold. I still go down the street and see new housing starts all the time. I'm on the east side, which is still a growing area of Cleveland, and there are new. And by the way, when I say new houses, I don't mean crap houses. I mean, we're talking about I've seen $10 million houses go up in Northeast Ohio, in Cleveland, Ohio. I'm just looking going, what the heck? You see houses you never would have thought would have been $500,000, and they're now $650,000, $700,000.
Yeah, I mean, we said it in a previous video this morning. We have a friend who lives in a small suburb around here, wants to move there, and I grew up there. There were there were 7-figure homes, but they were a dime a dozen. Now,
other way around. Not a dime. That doesn't mean there'd be a lot of them.
You couldn't find them.
Few and far between.
Few and far between. You couldn't find them. Now, there is one home that's not pending or contingent that is under 7 figures.
Under $1 million, guys.
And there was a home that went up recently. It was, I call it $650,000, somewhere in that range. It went up on a Sunday, and there was a line of 20 cars. People just lined up to go and see
and the house sold.
And the house sold.
And with interest rates at 6.5%, 7%.
Yeah, this was just 2 weeks ago.
So, with home builder confidence peaking up a little bit, remember, the last month or so has seen an uptick in the stock market. Yeah. People have that wealth effect. Yep. They say, oh, wait, stocks are up. This is great. This is awesome. Let me keep doing this. Okay, great. Now, this makes sense to you. I know that putting all this together, you want to hear all the, I used to believe in all the news. Now, guys, I get like literally frustrated and nauseous watching CNBC. I think it's an absolute load of crap. I never listen to it. Those guys are all just saying what needs to be said that day to get ratings. I get it. I absolutely get it. But when you look at what we're trying to do here, we're trying to look at the economy, we're trying to look at companies as a whole. You'll see our analysis of companies and the stock market and say, what does it look like as a whole? Interest rates have jumped up. That's affecting things greatly. So guys, if this makes sense to you, tomorrow, 12:30 p.m. Eastern time, we're having a free webinar. Sign up the link below, talking about economy, stocks, our software, etc. It's free. Just click the link below, sign up with your email. You'll get invited. It's a great way to get access to us on a more personal level. And again, we don't want to look at anything that we look at and say, there's very few things like crypto. I'm sorry, crypto is just stupid. It's just absolutely stupid. If I don't understand a company, I'll explain to you why I don't understand a company. And if you look 2 years ago, I was bashing major companies that have now fallen 90, 95% for a reason. And the companies that I have liked that have fallen, I've bought more shares of. That's our process here. Our process here is to sit there and look at long-term valuations and not worry about the noise day to day. Remember, the news follows the stock price, not the other way around. If stocks are down a lot, the news will follow. If stocks are up a lot, the news will follow and tell why it's up. It's never going to actually look at the real data. And there are hundreds of thousands of data points. I'm sure even in home building. Like, well, let's look at lumber costs. This is an amazing thing. Here's the thing about lumber. Lumber was the big excuse for a while about why building costs were so much. Now look at lumber. Here's the max chart on lumber. Wow, look at this, Mo. Look at this.
Oh my.
Let me make this a little bit bigger. Guys.
That's amazing.
Look how high lumber got here. Then it collapsed, went back up, then it collapsed. This is all after COVID. COVID was right here.
Yeah, this was, yeah. Look at that peak. May of 2021.
Oil prices go up, that causes things to cost more money. Asphalt shingles, your driveways, all these things cost more money when commodity prices go up. And commodities historically are a very big low right now. So there could still be a drive up in inflation and a drive up in costs for homes, even with interest rates up this much. Because interest rates didn't go up slightly and slowly. They went up fast.
Rapid, yeah.
Like now, I heard somebody the other day say 5.89%. I'm like, wow, you got 5. That's incredible.
Deal. There's a 5 in front of something?
Yeah. That's an incredible deal for a 30-year fixed.
Yeah. I mean, just a couple of weeks ago, the interest rate levels were flirting with 7%.
Yes, absolutely.
So it was just a few weeks ago.
Yeah. So, guys, when it comes to home builders, I like seeing the sentiment, but remember, they're just as emotional as everybody else. Mm-hmm. Home builders are going to react to exactly, you know what their sentiment is good? When the previous month of sales are good. Yep. When sentiment bad? When the previous month of sales, it's very hard to see them really change their outlook based on future looking in the future. Because at the end of the day, you're telling me that a year ago when things were booming like crazy and they were hand over fist with money, they were saying that things were not looking good. Go look at their sentiment back then.
Right.
Go look at the home builder sentiment. Off the charts. So these are the things we're trying to talk about. We're trying to be people who look at the future, who look at today and say, what does that mean about the future? Not necessarily when something's going to happen, but what is likely to happen in the future. And we could be wrong, but it's a way of being also more calm. When I see this kind of parabolic rise, it makes me go, that's not going to last. When I see this, I go, yeah, we're probably going to have some sort of recovery. And look what happened here. Boom, 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 boom. I mean, that's what happens. Same with stocks, same with everything. So guys, again, if you like what you see, web class tomorrow, it's free, 12:30 p.m., but you have to sign up at the link below in order to get a spot. Thank you very much for your time.